We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello everyone, I am Mr. Tejasvi Mistry, Assistant Professor in Electrical Engineering Department in SNPIT in RC College, Umrah. Welcome to in this video lecture of Electrolytic Process Part 2, subject of Utilization of Electrical Energy in Traction for the third year student content. In previous video lecture, we saw the principal electrolytic process, Faraday's law of electrolytic process, terms connected with the electrolytic process. Now in this video lecture, we saw the application of electrolysis process, electrodeposition, electroplating, anodizing, manufacturing of chemicals, power supply for the electrolytic. We will show the application of electrolysis. First application, electrodeposition. In electrodeposition, various process are electroplating, electrodeposition of rubber, electrometallization, electrophasing, electroforming, electrotyping. Second one, manufacturing of chemicals. Third one, anodizing, electropolishing. Fifth application, electrocleaning. Sixth application, electroparting. 7. Electrometallicity. Electrodeposition. First of all, we saw or how to define the electrodeposition process. The process of depositing of a coating of one metal over another metal or non-metal electrically is called as a electrodeposition. It is used for the protective, decorative, functional purpose and includes such process as electroplating, electroforming, electrotyping, electrophasing, electrometallization. As earlier discussed that the compound in the solution descends into positive and negative ions which when subjected to electric field travel towards the respective electrodes, then one of the following events take place. Positive ions may towards the cathode and negative ions towards to the positive, that means anode. Now, in this process, 3 cases occur. First case, in this case, after giving of electric charge, that means electricity given to the electrode has stable existence and does not have chemical reaction with the electrode material. It will be deposited on the electrode. This is the principle of electrodeposition, or that means whenever electricity is given to the electrode at that time, in this case does not have chemical reaction with the electrode material. That this is the basic principle of electrodeposition. Second case, if electricity is given to the electrode at that time, chemical reaction happen with the electrode material. Okay, in previous case does not react with the electrode material. In this case, whenever electricity pass through the whenever electricity pass through the pass that at that time electrodes may undergo chemical reaction. Okay, the product of reaction in turn is soluble in electrolyte and electrode is gradually eaten away. This is a principle of refining. Third case, in this case, the if ion, if after giving of charge to electrode does not react with the electrode material or has an independent and stable existence, will react with the water solution, thereby liberating oxygen or hydrogen. This is a three cases. Okay, first case is does not react with the electrode material, second case react with the electrode material, and third one react with the water of solution. Okay, now factor on which factor on which quality of electrode deposition depends. First one, nature of electrolyte. The electrolyte from which complex ion can be obtained provide a smooth deposit. Second, current density. The deposit of the metal will be uniform and fine-grained if the current density is used are at a rate higher than that at which the nuclei are formed. The deposit will be spongy or porous if the rate of nuclear formation is very high due to very high current density. Okay, whenever current is high, this process happen in very less time. Temperature. At a low temperature of solution favor formation of small crystallines of metal, and high temperature large crystallines occur. Fourth one, conductivity. The solution of the good conductivity provides economy in power consumption and also reduces the tendency for the trees and rough deposit. If the solution is more conduct, then the electricity pass very easily, so that the trees or rough deposition are not occur in this process. Fifth one, electrolytic concentration. By increasing the concentration of electrolyte, higher current density can be achieved, which is necessary to obtain uniform and fine-grained deposit. Sixth one, additional agent. The addition of acid or other substance to electrolyte reduce its resistance. Okay. Additional agents like glue, gums, dextrin, etc. influence in the nature of deposit. The crystal nuclei absorb the addition agent added in the electrolyte. This prevents it to have large growth, and so deposit will be fine. Throwing power. This is the most IMP thing. Throwing power. How to define? First of all, it is defined as the ability of the electrolyte to produce uniform deposit on an article. Article, that means one type of object of irregular shape, is one of the most important characteristic of plating or deposit path. Due to irregular shape of cathode, distance between the various portions of the cathode and anode will be different, so that the deposition of metal is very uniform. Due to unequal distance, the resistance of current path through the electrolyte for various portions of the cathode will be different, but the potential difference between the anode and any point on the article to be plate cathode will of course will be same, and result will be the current density will be more and on the portion nearer the anode, and will cause uneven deposit of the matter. Okay, the throwing power can be improved in two ways: by increasing the distance between the object and the anode, so the relative variation in the resistance between anode and the different parts on the object is by reducing the voltage drop at the cathode surface. In some cases, decrease in voltage drop of cathode, leaving more voltage for the overcoming the resistance of electrolyte, thus tending to counteract any change in current concentration. Generally, copper cyanide, and zinc cyanide is generally used for the reducing the throwing power. Next, polarization. With the increase in the electroplating current density, the rate of metal deposition is also increased up to certain limit, after which electrolytes surrounding the base metal become so much depleted of metal ions that rate of deposition does not increase with the increase in current density. That means up to certain limit, with increase in current density, metal deposition is also increased, but after some limit does not increase. If current density is more than this limit is employed, it will result in electrolysis of water and hydrogen deposition on cathode. This hydrogen wraps the base material, which reduce the rate of metal deposition. This phenomenon is called as polarization. Okay, whenever the limit is crosses, at that time hydrogen is deposited on the cathode, so that so that the deposition of metal is reduced. This phenomena is known as a polarization. These are the factor deposition process is depends. Now next, electroplating process. This is the diagram of electrode process. In this, as a cathode, copper plate, and as an anode, metallic spoon is taken. As a solution, take a CuSO4, that means copper sulfate. In electroplating, the word electro stands for the electric current, and plating means the act of covering a metal object with a thin layer of coating of different metal. The process of deposit a thin layer of desired metal over a metal object with the help of electric current is called the electroplating. This is the definition of electroplating. In this example, we want to deposit a copper on the metallic spoon. Okay, so how this happen? Let us take a iron spoon which is electroplated with the copper. For this, we take a copper plate and iron spoon as an electrode. Copper sulfate is taken as an electrolyte. The electrodes are connected through external circuit is shown in figure. On passing current through electrolyte, it's decomposed into Cu plus 2 and SO4 ions. That means CO4 CuSO4 is split into two components, Cu plus and SO4. As Cu plus 2 ions is positively charged, it moves towards the negative terminal. We already discussed these points. That means the iron spoon and gets deposit on it. Thus, the iron spoons gets plated with the copper. This process called the electroplating continues until the iron spoon gets coated with the copper. Now, electroplating is done to accomplish the following. Why we do electroplating? This is the are four reasons. First one, to protect the metal against corrosion, to give reflecting properties reflector, to give a shiny appearance to article, to replace one of the. Now, third one, electrophasing. It is the process of coating of metallic surface with the harder metal by electrodeposition in order to increase its durability. Electroforming. Electroforming is the reproduction of object by electrodeposition on some sort of model or form. In the reproduction of medals, coins, etc., a module is first made by impressing the object. The wax surface which bear exact impressions of the objects is coated by the powdered graphite in order to make it conductive. We know that the wax is a non-conducting material. For the electrolytic process, we require the conducting material. So, wax module is coated with the graphite. So, it made the conducting material. The module then dipped in the electroforming cell as a cathode. After obtaining the coating of desired thickness, an article is removed and wax core is metal out of the metal cell. Other applications of electroformings are manufacturing of gramophone records, production of the seamless tube. Next, electrotyping. Electrotyping is a special application of electroforming, and it is used to reproduce printing, setup type, and etc. The process is same for the. This is all the so the type of electroplating process. Now next, anodizing. An anodic coating means the oxide film deposit or created on metal surface with the help of anode. Oxidation, the process of providing oxide film, is known as anodizing. The surface of metal can be anodized to achieve one for the moment. Why we use anodizing process? These are the reasons. First one, to provide protective coating on a surface, to provide decorative appearance on the surface, to provide specific color base for subsequent painting on the surface, to provide bright and smooth surface on aluminum articles as a period treatment to electroplating, to improve corrosion resistance of aluminum and its products. Anodizing process is neither purely an electrical process or purely chemical process. It is a combination of both. That means electrochemical process. It is completed in following three stages. First stage. In first stage consists of the cleaning and preparing the surface to different cleaning method. We already discussed the cleaning method. The second stage consists of anodizing. That means converting metal surface in the oxidized film. Third stage consists of the providing desired color and stability to anodized film called the sealing of oxide. Now next, manufacture of chemicals. Which type of chemicals is manufactured from the electrolytic process? We saw that here. The industrial application of electrolysis include the manufacture of chemicals like chlorine, caustic soda, potassium permanganate, ammonia persulfate, hydrogen, oxygen. The most important process of production of caustic soda by electrolysis of brine and production of hydrogen and oxygen gases by electrolysis of water are explained below. First one, production of caustic soda. The oldest process is diaphragm process. There are a number of variations, but essential consist of anode component separated from the cathode compartment by the porous diaphragm, which prevent the mechanical mixing of two solutions. Chlorine is formed at the anode and most of it's evolved as a gas, small part of going in. Sodium is discharged at the cathode, react with the hydroxide ions to form sodium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas is liberated at the cathode. Usually the brine is fed into the anode component to resist the flow of hydroxide ions towards the anode. Second one, production of hydrogen oxygen gas by electrolysis of water. Gases obtained by this process are high purity and at a cheap cost because of low energy consumption. The electrolyte consists of the 15 to 20% solution of caustic soda or its equivalent caustic prods, and electrodes are of ions. Sulfuric acid is no longer base. Thus, the hydrogen and oxygen gases are liberated at cathode and anode respectively, and water disappears while the quantity of caustic soda remains constant. Therefore, it is necessary to add water to the solution periodically. The voltage required for this process to 2.2 volt per cell during the operation and 2.3 to 2.5 volt per celling during the starting period. Okay. Energy consumption is about 6 kilowatt per hour per cubic meter of hydrogen and 1 by 2 cubic meter of. Now next last topic, power supply for the electrolytic process. For the electrolytic process, the power supply required is DC and very low voltage. This is not that most IMP, and for the remember, for the electrolytic process, any type of electrolytic process we require only DC supply and very low voltage. The power required for the electrodeposition is usually very small, between 100 to 200 ampere at 1 to 10 or 12 volt. Can be obtained either by applying a motor generator set consists of a standard induction motor driving a heavy current flow voltage DC generator, preferably separately excited generator, or by applying copper oxide rectifier. Rectifier, that means AC to DC. We require DC, so we can use the rectifier also. The latter is preferred since it has a higher operating efficiency, occupy less space, and its maintenance cost is low. For extraction and refining of metal and large-scale manufacture of chemicals, a very large amount of power is required. Since most of the processes are continuous and such as have 100% of load factor, these plants are located near the hydraulic power station or atomic power plant, even if extra transportation and